Hello.
Should be live now.
What's up?
Yeah, we good.
Chris? Yo, Chris, can you hear me?
Is my... Hold on. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yo, Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good, man.
All right.
All right, 1 down, 2 to go. Well, I spoke too soon. Yo.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey. All right, now we just waiting on Big Rob.
This Wendy's fan art is just messing with me.
Bro, that shit is so creepy. I swear to God.
It was funny at first because they were doing like the smug anime girl thing, you know, with the tweets, but then it evolved into giving her like a full body, and they're like giving it curves and short shorts and stuff, and it's like, don't do this.
Bruh, I was on Twitter, and Alpha Omega Sin had retweeted a comment he saw, and basically the comment went along the lines of, hold up, let me pull this thing up. I need to get live freaking reaction. I need y'all to hear this in its glory, because it was that fucked up. Oh my God.
Oh my God, what?
You don't want to know this. Oh, is that Rob?
Yo.
I probably won't be at all surprised.
Okay, Rob. So, to catch you up to speed, you know how Wendy's has been savage with the clapbacks on Twitter, right?
Oh, for sure.
So, the internet being the internet, they've gone the next mile. And they've, I guess you could say, personified the Wendy's Twitter account with an anime body. And it's gotten to the point where, the internet takes things as the internet does and gets pretty creepy with it. I don't think I need to explain that to you.
Oh no!
I sent you one of them. It's mild, but it's uncomfortable.
Oh
yeah.
No!
I don't know how to feel about this, man.
Oh God! Oh God! Okay, so here it is. Here's the comment, and it's a photo of the smug Wendy's meme. And this one dude says, "Imagine pinning her down and fucking that." I can't even finish this.
God damn! Wow!
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Finally sexualized a fast food mascot. It's incredible.
Imagine pinning her down and fucking that smug look off her face.
Are you serious?
No, it's not done. Not done. I
no.
Lord Jesus.
Please tell me we're streaming this right now.
Yes, we are. They are suffering in our anguish as well.
Wait, we're legit live right now?
Yeah, we've been live.
I thought, isn't the thing normally red when we're live? But what else?
No, it's live. I mean, there are people commenting, right? I mean,
oh shit.
Guys, we're live, right?
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, okay. For the record, we're not looking up hentai here. The images that we're talking about right now are safe.
Yeah, this was tweeted. This is a screen grab, and Alpha Omega Sin retweeted it.
The picture I was talking about, that is completely safe for work, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Just weird because short shorts.
Can we just finish this so we can end this topic, please?
Why?
I'm scared.
Why would you do it?
All right, let me finish this shit.
Please don't.
I have to, because
we done got to the point where Wendy's chick is being sexualized now.
Yep.
Okay, here we go, and we're ending it off right here. God, I want to rape the Wendy's girl.
What the fuck?
What?
And just to show y'all I ain't bullshit, I am gonna post this shit on the screen. Hold on. God damn.
Some people don't deserve the internet, man.
Yeah, man. Anyways, Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NXP Podcast. Oh, Lord Jesus, what a freaking intro that was.
That's a hell of an intro.
Yeah, man, I don't, man. Could you imagine someone coming in there when we were saying that shit?
I know, right?
A lot of people did.
Oh God! I
just imagine if somebody clicked in right when you finished that comment, man.
Right now. Somebody just clicked in and all they hear, man, I want to rape the Wendy's chick.
Oh, God damn! Listen, whatever happens in this stream stays in the context of said stream.
I'm not associated with these gentlemen, FBI. I don't know who they are. Thank you very much.
True. All right, so let's get these intros. Let's get these intros. Can we just? I'm
a fan of the chicken nuggets and all, but damn, yo, that's
chicken nuggets. Maybe we'd be getting that spicy sriracha chicken sandwich.
Yo, they genuinely got really good food.
Oh yeah, I think Wendy's always been like the uncrowned king of the Trinity.
Oh yeah, man.
Well, since the Ask FM didn't work out, because nobody sent it.
Damn, sorry. Why didn't you send it?
Because I gave it to you. You said you were about to post it.
Man, I was gonna post the video. I ain't posting no damn Ask FM.
You specifically said.
So we broadcast absolutely nothing to collect questions.
No, I put it on Twitter. On Twitter, so we'll.
Okay.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, are we saying fuck the intro for today and just going straight into the questions?
Yeah. I mean, I think y'all should know who we are right now. I mean, we got nobody new.
Well, I mean, there's really how do you follow up that comment? So
yeah, I mean.
Oh wow!
Oh my God!
There's a lot of disrespect.
People sexualizing the Wendy's girl. I mean,
there's a lot of disrespect going on. There's a lot of disrespect going on in the comment section for Wendy's. I don't know how to feel.
Wendy's is good food, man.
It's the best fast food. Like, come on.
Excuse me?
Yeah. If we're talking like fast food, big chains, not like something that's only exclusive here and exclusive there.
Yeah, regional chains tend to be the best, but the problem with them is they're regional.
Exactly. Like, well, what are you going to say, Jamil?
Chick-fil-A?
Well, that's not really like crazy around the world. I mean, we just got Chick-fil-A in New York like a year and a half ago.
And you've been blessed. And there you go. So you know.
I can't comment on it though because I've actually never had it.
Oh, it's the best wholesome food you will ever have.
We have some like around here, but I've never gotten to go. And by around here, I mean like by around here, I should clarify. I mean like 60 plus miles away.
God.
Yeah.
Now I don't fuck with Burger King. I used to. They used to be the GOAT, but every king they have their time.
That is true.
Our McDonald's is pretty good. I mean, the thing about McDonald's is that they're like hit and miss because depending on who you talk to, they're either trash or they're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, no restaurant that's like in the middle either. They're either trash or they're great. So,
we got to Q&A or talk about food because I mean, I can talk about some food. Like,
I mean, we can talk about food. I mean, that's what everyone in the comment section is talking about.
I mean,
like that's what it just dissolved into anyway.
Yo, Fuddruckers is the shit.
Yo, Fuddruckers, let's go.
Yes, bro. I had Fuddruckers for the first time in 3 years last week, and it was glorious, man.
Yeah, but what about that Culver's chicken?
Yo, bro, I just might make a trip back to the Midwest just for Culver's, man. Have y'all ever messed with Culver's? This man Danny was like, yo, bro, you gotta try this Culver's shit. And I'm like, really? So I bugged my homie Adam. Adam, if you watching, we drove way out of our way to go hit up this Culver's, and man, oh my God. It was the best. I had a shake from there. Oh my God. The custard, oh my God. They had the flavor of the week. Oh my God. That shit got a question. What's up?
It says, it's from Randy21765. He's asked you, do you think diversity is ruining Marvel Comics?
Well, I'm not going to get into that because we actually did a whole podcast about that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, we kind of did.
Where are we seeing questions?
On the YouTube. Randy, not to, like I said, brush over your question, but we did a full podcast where everyone here, we all unpackaged our thoughts on the matter. So if you want to check that out, if you got some free time, an hour and a half to kill, it's in some of the past NXP uploads. Let's see. Thoughts on... Oh, here we go. A DC question already. Rob, what was it? They know why we're here?
Oh, yeah. See, we know what they want, man. But we try to stay away from it, but there's a reason they show up.
We try to Millie Rock out of this community, but we just can't.
Like it always comes up in some kind of way. So.
All right, so thoughts on Warner Brothers rushing to have the Nightwing movie, the Batgirl movie, and the Batman movie coming out next year. Well, yeah. 2018.
Allow me to preemptively step on that for a second. Warner Brothers is emphatically denying that is their plan. It would not surprise me if they were considering it at one point, but according to one of their reps, they are not planning to do that. So
what I don't understand is why, even if they're not, why are they attaching talent to these movies that are like 5 years out? Like, come on now.
Because they're taking their marketing advice from Square.
Oh God.
I don't even mention them.
Marketing advice from Square, that would imply that Square actually releases stuff on time.
Oh, they do. They do. Every division except Japan.
Yeah, Square, they release one JRPG every generation.
Oh my, well, that is true. When you look at,
I mean, we got an Avengers teaser literally telling us to wait a year before we got new info.
And I don't even mean console generation. I mean literal generations.
You talking from one kid to the next?
Yeah. Like the next civilization will probably finally get these games we getting trailers for.
Yo, I just that Avengers shit was funny, Danny. Wait till next year.
It's like Jim Sterling said, I can't get excited about the Final Fantasy VII remake because it's the Square Enix of 2015 that's announcing it, and the Square Enix of 2030 that'll be releasing it.
Oh, and it's the same people involved in the process. Nobody is left.
Yo, it's like, how do you even think, like, can you just think about any project that you get ready to do and you know up front it's about to be like 10 years before you get finished, yo? Without any project, man, I'm about to go wash the car, and then you procrastinate for so long, and then, like, it took me 10 years to watch this motherfucker.
But I finally got it the way, bro. Honestly, that was me a few months ago. I was neglecting fucking detailing the inside of the car for the longest.
That's you. That's you with your backlog. What you talking about?
Yo, my guy.
Dude, I've been on you. I told you, just bump that one thing up in your reading backlog. You.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You said you'd do it.
What are you talking about?
Autocracy, man. I told you to bump that up in your backlog. You said you'd do it. You said you'd get on it.
Bro,
it's been like a year and a half.
Listen, sir.
Yo, Danny, we got a good question.
Danny, what chapter of Thrawn are you on?
What chapter of Thrawn am I on? I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, exactly my point.
I'm getting the print copy. It's got to come in at the library, though.
Yo, Danny.
I'm on chapter 14. Bang, bang, baby.
Yeah, Danny, we got a good
question. Bump up a comic book. My goodness.
Yo, but I'm getting more reading merit out of this. Well, listening merit out of this.
All right. What?
Okay. All right. Since we're talking about Star Wars, everybody's thoughts on Battlefront 2.
Wait, hang on. Jamil was trying to get something.
Oh no, that's pretty much what Chris said. Someone just asked us, "Are you guys interested in Battlefront 2? Think it's going to be a fail like the first one?"
No,
well,
this is going to be the actual Battlefront.
Man, Rob, if you don't stop with that joke, I swear to God.
It's true.
It depends on what you define as a fail. Do I think that? I mean, the first one was not a bad game. It just had a really bad DLC policy.
True.
But the game itself, like it played fine. It could be better. It could be improved, and they know that. They've acknowledged that. They've actually specifically addressed that, including ADS and whether or not that should affect accuracy. It's going to now, so nobody's going to be just as accurate firing from the hip. But honestly, everything that I'm seeing about Battlefront 2 so far has been positive. They're ditching the season pass. That's about the only thing, though, that on the flip side also kind of makes me worried because it's like, they've said that they're going to ditch the season pass, but EA, is going to be EA, and they may decide to kind of force DICE to, instead of do a season pass, do it like this,
Mm-hmm.
But DICE overall has definitely been listening. They've been working on this since The Force Awakens came out in theaters, so it's had a fairly decently long development cycle. They've been working with the story group to help craft the campaign, which is going to be a canon story in the universe, which has ties to a prequel novel that's coming out, which directly ties into Rogue One, and has direct ties to the Shattered Empire comic that came out, was it last year or the year before? The year before, yeah. It featured Poe Dameron's mother. They talked about Operation Cinder, and one of the targeted planets during that op was Naboo, and you actually see that battle that happened over Naboo. Shara Bey was there, Princess Leia was there. So it's tying in really heavily to the. They got the lady Christy Golden, who's writing the novel, to come in and help work with them to make sure they're getting details right, to make sure it lines up properly. In terms of gameplay, they're ditching the token system because they know a lot of people complained about that, especially with heroes, because it basically meant that only like a select lucky few would ever get to use them. Things like that. They have definitely shown signs that they have listened to what people want and that they intend to deliver on it. So I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, looking at Battlefront objectively and what they had in the first game, it definitely did feel more like a beta than anything else. Like, it looked like a solid game, but it was just lacking in content, which obviously you can blame that on EA. With this one, it does look like it's gonna be better than the first, and like Rob said, this will be the complete experience. But I don't trust EA. I know they're gonna pull something last minute, and even at the end of it, people will be like, "Well, Battlefront, it's a fun game. You just ignore all these microtransactions and paid weapons." I don't want that, man. I just want something simple, concise, no BS attached to it. Something like Titanfall, but we can't get something on the level of Titanfall because then that's just left out to die. So Battlefront 2, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the middle.
I'm still kind of like I'm kind of with Daniel in this one. Like, it does look to be learning from the past one, but I still just gotta see, like, closer to release. Like, if everything just checks out, I might get it, but it depends. Especially since, when is this game supposed to come out again? In November?
November 17th, yeah.
Because Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is out by then. I'm sorry, Battlefront got to take a L because I'm playing that.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be the year for fighters. That's gonna be my favorite.
Yo, Tekken! I'm actually thinking of getting that game day one, and I do not do that for fighting games.
Well, Tekken is the business. Tekken Tag 2 is still on point. Still on fire.
Who's trying to catch this work is the question.
So
man, I'm about to. Yo, is Christy in the game?
And what Tekken 7?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she is. I know Eddie is, but I don't know if she is though.
Yo, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you good.
Yeah. All right, what did I miss?
We
talking
about Tekken 7. How fire it's about to be.
Oh man,
Wait,
that's about
I just heard 3 people talk right all over each other.
Tekken 7!
Oh, Tekken 7. Yeah, they're going to be fun.
Facts. Okay.
I'm going to kick everyone's ass's paw again, and it will be glorious.
Okay. So on the topic of fighters, everybody's thoughts on Injustice 2?
Dropped.
I don't like that pay to win shit they got going on.
WB is they're becoming the new EA with that DLC stuff that they do. And they're taking a bad page from Square with like the 3 different special editions.
Oh God!
Yeah, exactly. They are going crazy with this, and the messed up part is they hold some of the most fire things to make you have to get the Ultimate Edition, whatever, the $100 one. You know, one thing NetherRealm has done that's actually kind of dope is they introduced this thing called the Premier Skin, where you could switch your character's skin to another character, but like the dialogue would change and all that should be different. So you could turn Hal Jordan into Jon Stewart, or the Flash into the Reverse Flash, and their name changes, the dialogue changes, all.
That's interesting.
But it's like, for the Reverse Flash, you can only get it if you get that Ultimate Edition.
What? Wait, pause. What? I know that.
Yeah. To get the Reverse Flash, I think the Reverse Flash, Jon Stewart, and Power Girl Premier skins, you have to get that $100 version.
No. I will wait for that Ultimate Edition for $5 like I did on PSN.
Honestly, the customization system, it's nifty and everything, but just how microtransaction happy WB is, I don't like the idea of what they're going to put in there.
It's like
what they're going to do with that.
It's like
and
fire RPG,
and the story, the fact that they're kind of retreading some of the same ground for the story again is like,
at the end of the day, it's still DC, and they weren't gonna give that much wiggle room to the whole Injustice thing. We already knew when Injustice started. It was like, okay, if it doesn't get solved in the first game, something is gonna happen that's gonna eventually lead to everybody squashing the beef. And they haven't even hesitated in this last trailer to just go ahead and show you that the beef is gonna get squashed. That's not. Don't blame me for spoiling it. Blame NetherRealm.
Man, we got a fraud in the chat.
Oh God!
Damn!
Again.
But hold up before we get too derailed. I'm gonna go ahead and say this about Injustice real quick. The whole thing with the gear system, they have to address how that's gonna work online, because that's one of those things where if somebody's been putting so much work in getting all this gear and it'll affect your stats, they got to have some kind of way of like matchmaking people properly or something like that. Otherwise, there's going to be a problem. You're going to get smacked up real quick. But
you're going to go up against someone who ain't hardly ever touched the game but shelled out like $250 and they have all the ultimate armor. And
Exactly. And it's like, I can see the good and bad side. The good side to it is that you can customize the whole DC roster, not just the look, but the color scheme. So if you wanted to, you could have like Batman and Superman side, like Crips and Blood, red and black on one side, and black on the other. Like, if you want to do that, I've seen people, it's like, man, so you think about how you could customize the whole DC roster how you want. That sounds fun. And even the fact that some gear unlocks new moves. Some said that even some gear give you a new ultra move. So it's like, it's up in the air about it, man. It's like, I see the good, but I can see how this can get bad as well.
This would be better as an RPG than a fighting game. This was like an actual RPG. This would be actually pretty cool. But
so it's like, man, it's NetherRealm can collect some good thoughts, but they always have to compress it into a fighting game.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
maybe they need to make another Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
Yo, I've been saying that forever.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Damn. I've been in the minority with that for the longest. I actually
I'm
like that game.
and I mean, let's go ahead and be real. If they want to just make a money printer, I mean, in MKX, they showed Scorpion and Sub-Zero squash their beef. I'm like, so if there's any co-op beat 'em up game that you shouldn't make like Shaolin Monks is with those two.
Let's see. Someone's been asking this for a while. What games do y'all want to see made into a live action movie, and who do you want to see directed? Ooh, that's kind of a personal thing, so I think we'll take it person by person. So, Rob, video game into a live action movie, and who do you want to direct it? And if you can't find someone to direct it, who do you want to star as the main character?
Can you skip me because I'm thinking on it right now?
All right, fuck, Danny. Video game into a live action movie. Who would you want to see directed? If you can't think of someone to direct it, who do you want to see star as the main character?
Oh Lord. Oh boy. See, that's like a hard one because it's like, oh man, I haven't really had a game that I've wanted to see as a live action movie per se. But if I had to pick one, I tell you what, you come back to me.
Yeah,
okay.
Hit us with a ring
So,
on that one, man.
All right, Jamil, do you have an answer, or should we just come back to this question in a few minutes?
I got an answer.
All right, Jamil.
I like to see Yakuza as a live action movie.
Yo.
Okay. Directed by.
Directed by God, what's his freaking the guy who did he's actually being like doing a cameo in Yakuza 6.
Who?
There's a famous Japanese actor. I think it's Takeshi Kitano. I like to actually see him acting or like directed or something.
Okay.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
I thought you was gonna say like John Woo or something.
No.
Okay, my pick. I got my basic pick, and then I gotta think. Because here's the thing: like you have go-tos, but then you have people who come out of nowhere, like the Russo brothers. So it's kind of hard to pick someone on who'd be the best fit, you know? This is tough. Does it have to be a movie? Can I make it a Netflix series? All right, you gotta come back.
I just saw a comment. No, you cannot touch Metal Gear Solid. No. Hell no. I will go to jail for burning that whole studio.
Metal Gear Solid honestly wouldn't work as a movie anyway, just because it's unique in that it's like part action, espionage, spy stuff, and there are serious elements to it, but there's also like really, really goofy elements to it. And while you can kind of pull that off in a game, doing that in the movie,
exactly.
No, you gotta get Edgar Wright to direct it.
No,
all right,
sit down. No, you go in timeout right now.
Live action Devil May Cry movie. Oh my. We need more action movies like that. Why don't we? Well, it's expensive, obviously, but we need more of those action movies. Like shit.
Yeah. Hey, y'all remember that Photoshop picture back in the day of Christian
Edward
Bale?
Cullen?
No, I was going to say of Christian Bale as Dante, and everybody thought that was legit.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. I got one. I got one. Rob, you remember this game, don't you? Dead to Rights Retribution.
Oh God,
Dead to Rights. Oh, that's the business right there.
I would love to see that, specifically that title. It was basically a reboot, if I recall, but that title as a movie directed by Antoine Fuqua.
Yo, Antoine, my dude.
Yeah, he would kill that.
Shadow. Oh man,
he would kill that, man.
Oh, guys, the Darkness, starring what's his face?
Norman Reedus.
No, not Norman Reedus.
he got extra fit. Nah, not Norman Reedus.
No, what was God? I can't. Oh, Danny Trejo. Yeah, Danny Trejo is Jack Esco.
What? Swan Song.
This dude fool.
You go pass up
Infamous?
Norman Reedus. You go pass up Norman.
A lot of people
Reedus
are saying an Infamous movie would be good. I don't entirely agree.
I think it'd be
just
interesting.
because
it'd be too broody. I swear to God, it would be so.
It would be good,
broody.
but not as a movie.
So
you could not do Infamous as a movie. With the just the way it's set up episodically and everything, and the sheer amount of you know, the character arc you have to go through in each game. Granted, a little bit less so in the Second Son, because that was a bit more linear, being perfectly blunt, in terms of cutscenes anyway. Like, you could go straight evil in that game, and when a certain event happens, you know, your brother still says, "I'm proud of you." It's like, I've been going around this city murdering people. You're going to tell me you're proud of me? But yeah, like, Infamous is something that I could see working as like a series, a short one, like Netflix. Honestly, would be a perfect format for.
I have this is just the obvious dude bro one, but in his time, if he were to let loose, I would love to see a God of War movie directed by Zack Snyder. Listen.
Maybe.
The thing about God of War, yo, let's go ahead and be real. The thing about God of War is that I don't even want a God of War movie anymore, because the reboots of what was it, Clash of the Titans, and Wrath of the Titans kind of bit off of it very hard. It's like they bit off God of War so hard in those two movies, and I'm like, that is just, I don't even care.
I think it could personally work, if only for the spectacle of things. Oh shit! I think someone just hit the jackpot. A Devil May Cry movie directed by the guys who brought us John Wick.
And not quite.
I could see that.
They'd have the stylish action elements of it down, maybe, but it's the storytelling though, and the setting. I need more to could do.
No. My movie would not have David S. Goyer. No David S. Goyer in my movie.
They would have to increase the scale a lot more. I mean, Dante fights some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we can do that.
Someone said, "How about a Metroid movie?" I dig it.
Metroid doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
Oh my! If you want to talk.
What do you guys think about a Watch Dogs movie?
We have a Metroid movie though. It's called Alien.
And we have a Watch Dogs series. It's called that crappy Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot. That's what I was thinking. Like, Mr. Robot is basically Watch Dogs.
That show is so blah.
Well, Watch Dogs 2 actually was accused of directly lifting entire story elements from it. So
I wouldn't be surprised. I forgot.
You know, if you're gonna rip something off, can you at least rip off something good and not something that's like a millennial hipster's idea of what hackers should be versus what they actually are?
Oh, the Gold Parts Hunter.
What the heck does that have to do with hackers?
Somewhere.
Okay, thoughts on
somewhere Adam raised his ears up.
He's like, what is that? Oh, I forgot they're doing a Netflix Castlevania thing. I thought that was one of those weird, like...
yeah. Do yourself a favor and forget about it again.
Isn't it being directed by some dude who has like a...
It's being directed... You remember the guy who did that Power Rangers fan film, and
did he do that Venom
one where...
Oh, God.
Yeah, he did the Venom one where it was literally Eddie Brock from Spider-Man 3 and not Eddie Brock from the comics. The only difference is he gave him a New York accent and had him lift weights.
Oh.
Yeah, but otherwise he was literally Eddie Brock from Spider-Man 3. Again, these characters, dude, you just go for the edge. Why do you... And he's promising that in Castlevania too. He's promising, like Game of Thrones tier violence, sex, rape, nudity.
So wait, is this an animated
in Castlevania? I think it actually is.
Oh God.
And he wants to do an R-rated Power Rangers style thing, but he actually wants to base it more on Dragon Ball Z this time.
Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, this dude don't know nothing.
He wants the whole superhero super suit aspect of it from Power Rangers, but he wants the over-the-top action of Dragon Ball Z, but he also wants to bring his edge into it. So,
and then I mean, but in that stupid.
So you're gonna have cutaway scenes of one of the characters screwing the other character's wife while they're away and all that crap.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
we need the edge.
Krillin,
we need that edge.
Is Krillin gonna bone Chi-Chi or something? I don't know.
No, he'd be more likely to be on the other end of that, unfortunately.
All right, I got.
I mean, you got to keep in mind this dude loves edge, so anything that would be potentially more crossing that line or cruel or unnecessary, just kind of mean, he'll do it.
Okay, I got my perfect anthology, my perfect film saga, The Witcher, 7-part epic. Yeah, y'all already know who I'm gonna say direct this shit. So I'm gonna just put it out there, Peter Jackson.
I'd rather focus on the books, thank you.
Well, it's gonna be no.
Yes, I mean the books actually have a set narrative, so if you're gonna adapt something, it should be that. That way, people who played the games don't get all pissy that you didn't go the route they wanted it to go.
No. The
game. The reason people don't like the guy who wrote the books is because he's a condescending prick who hates video games and says everyone that plays them are like freaking troglodytes. So that's why people don't like him.
He did say some suspect. Okay, listen.
I don't give two craps. He wrote damn good books.
Did you even read them?
Okay, and they also have a set narrative, so you can adapt them properly. Whereas,
Naruto has a set narrative.
Got multiple routes, and then what route do you take with the games? Then what choices do you make? And then how many people do you?
The baseline of the story. You get you don't like the choices. The baseline of the story.
But the problem is he was complaining about, oh hey, I don't make not 1 cent from the games, but he was like trying to frame it in a way he was a victim. No, CD Projekt Red offered him royalties, but he decided to take his money up front because he was like, oh, this as a video game, this will never make any money because video games are stupid. Lo and behold, Witcher blows up, and he's like, I want my royalties. And they're like, no, the contract was you got your money up front. So no, he played himself, and that's what he gets. Freaking
facts. All right. Okay. I
kind of got a personal question. Who do you guys think will win, the Avengers or the Guardians of the Galaxy?
What kind of question is that?
What?
Exactly.
Baby Groot.
What?
Baby Groot.
No. First, I need to know why you're asking this.
Did freaking Dave Bautista email you anonymously?
Nah. This is somebody I know asked that she's watching podcast right now.
Well, the Avengers, obviously.
I assume, are we going by the movie roster? I assume?
Yeah.
Oh, the Avengers would win no problem. They wouldn't even be a competition.
I mean,
well, maybe. I mean, they're kind of broken apart right now. So,
in general,
are we talking like before the Civil War thing?
This is straight up team versus team right now.
Oh, before the Avengers easily wouldn't even be a contest, man.
You got Thor, you got Hulk. I mean, come on.
You got Thor, you got Hulk, you got Scarlet Witch, Wanda alone.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, even in the comics, Drax looks like he could fight the Hulk. He looks like he could, but I mean, movies, they just kind of got that separated completely.
I thought in the comics, Drax was the strongest Thanos physically.
Well, I mean, no. He is extremely strong, and he's as strong as Thanos would have been naturally, but you got to understand, Thanos has like genetically modified himself.
He on the
studied
juice.
dark arts. He is a sorcerer on top of being a genetically modified being. But Drax was one of the Titans, yes.
Yeah.
He's also a cuck.
But
He is.
Then Drax recently just snake Thanos, like, and he just recently just snuck up behind him and like ripped his heart out.
I haven't read current Marvel, so I could not tell you.
I mean, not like recently.
think
I'm
so.
like last year, I think. I don't know, for some reason I keep seeing this panel in my head of Thanos looking at his heart get ripped out, and the last thing he said was interesting. I can't remember what comic that was.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's see.
I have to go back and look for it.
What do you?
Will Red Dead Redemption ever come to PC? Well, if you mean an emulator form, yes. If you mean an actual port, probably not.
They should, man. Red Dead Redemption's like the only game I'd rebuy full price at $60.
Okay, I know about all that, Chris.
You told me you
The
would buy Red Dead
laziness
Redemption
of y'all
full
is
price?
crazy, man. Y'all
No,
get
it's
that
a great
game.
game. Don't get me wrong, but $60? This,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
bro,
I still don't. Yo, you can go in any store right now and get that bad boy for $10. All you gotta do is plug up
that's
your
what I'm
PS3.
saying, man. Come on, man.
No, if they put that shit on PC, I'll buy that shit for $60 with all the DLC and everything. Shit. Listen, Rockstar games are of a certain pedigree. You don't skip Rockstar games like that. Like, you can skip many developers, but there are certain developers you just don't skip their games at launch. Like, this is Rockstar. We know this. Like, even GTA 4, I had that shit when it came out.
I did too, somehow. I forgot. Oh, that's why my dad got it for me.
Yeah, like, so Rockstar, like, because if you don't play that, like, Red Dead Redemption, I bought that, like, not too long after it came out, but I played it, and
Man, that game it's one of those life-changing games where time just runs by.
Man, I still can't believe we're 7 years away from that game. That shit was crazy.
That game was nuts, yo.
Okay, so let's see. Let's go back. Oh, yo, thoughts on Midnight Club?
Midnight Club.
Yo, hey, Midnight Club used to be the joint.
I was making sure we were talking about, like, wait, the Resident?
Yeah,
especially Midnight Club. What was it, Dub Edition? That was
Dub Edition.
That was the business right
there. Yo, Midnight Club 3.
I mean, yo, they used to have this is like way before you could even fathom custom soundtracks on the PlayStation. If you had an Xbox, original Xbox, you were straight. But I had it on PS2, and just they had a soundtrack that was on point anyway. It was like you just be in there, boy, cruising.
All right, hold up one sec.
All right,
Abner says you got GTA 5 in 2014. Yeah, because I knew the next gen version was coming, so I was like, oh fuck it, I'll wait. I ain't skipping the game. So
one sec. I kind of spaced for a second looking for something. Where are we now?
We were just asking. People were wondering our thoughts on Midnight Club. What do you think about? Okay, this ties into some stuff. What do you think about Fox doing? Well, they just announced the 3 movies they're putting out next year. In 2018, they're coming out with of course, Deadpool 2, The New Mutants, and they're adapting the Dark Phoenix saga again.
Yeah, I mean that's like when I heard that's like the actual subtitle, like X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. I feel like 3 out of 3 of those things are a bad idea.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, I really don't think they can make Deadpool work the same way they made the first one work.
It's not.
In a row. Down with a completely different set of directors. I mean, they got the John Wick director, and everybody's all freaking out over that. But it's like, yeah, he can do action really well, but is he going to be able to handle the other parts of Deadpool? Are they going to be able to write that very well when they also have to introduce new characters? Are they, and this isn't like, see, in the first Deadpool movie, they had the advantage of the other characters being mostly either people that you can have kind of in the background or pre-existing characters from the X-Men franchise. They don't have that luxury here. They're going to have to introduce like several new characters. Cable's got to come into the mix. Cable being the more serious anchor to things. And honestly, I question the wisdom of bringing in Cable, introducing him rather in a Deadpool.
Yeah, the future time-traveling future son of Cyclops. That Cable.
Yep. That Cable.
Hold up.
You don't think they're gonna change it?
Josh Brolin is playing him. When they had Stephen Lang wanting to play him, they had Ron Perlman wanting to play him, and they went with Josh Brolin.
Yeah. Well,
because screw logic, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Chris, remember I was like, man, they gonna pick the one dude ain't nobody thinking about. They gonna pick the one dude that's not even in the discussions. And then I don't know that Josh Brolin just jumps out.
He's like, hey guys, I want an on-camera role.
And I'm like, you already know that they about to latch on to, when he starts promoting, like for example, exactly, so then, when they already got him sitting down, they go ahead and slide in the Deadpool 2 question. They know what they know.
For real. That's what people are saying. They wanted to make another joke about him playing a character in another universe.
Well, yeah, that's gonna get old too, but what's irking me is
Lightning ain't striking twice for that movie.
The thing that has most irked me about the Deadpool thing is that when it first started happening, and they were having all those posters that kind of referenced other movies and everything that kind of got shared everywhere, it's like it was funny at first, but then it just started getting plain obnoxious because literally everything that came out, they kept trying to stick him in everything, whether it was an official thing or a fan thing. And it's like, you literally cannot go on a post for any superhero movie, especially, annoyingly enough, Spider-Man, without them, making some Deadpool comment or reference or what. And it's like,
I personally thought they were funny at first, like genuinely funny, but after a while, like everything, it got pretty fucking old.
What's funny about Deadpool is that his best stories, like his actually like really good, well-written ones, aren't his joking stories. It's actually his more serious.
I know
ones.
when he's
yeah, that's what people have told me. Yeah.
No, but the thing is, people don't read those, so that's the problem.
The real Deadpool, most people don't even know. I mean, Deadpool.
Oh, I know.
Deadpool is actually
they know.
Deadpool has actually had like a somewhat interesting turn in the past few years, depending on what story you read. But it's like everybody just takes the Deadpool at face value. But it's exactly, it's like, but like you ever read that one story when he annoyed that girl out of committing suicide?
Oh yeah.
It was like he's like, I'm gonna show you that you shouldn't kill yourself by showing it that there's people out there that have a much shitty situation than you. And it's like, and in his own kind of way it worked because she didn't want to kill herself no more. She been through hell that night, but she didn't want to do it no more. I'm like, see, that's the type of stuff that gets ignored, man.
Somebody just said. So does that make Deadpool? Does that make Deadpool the Nintendo Wii?
Bruh, stop it! Stop.
Chill.
What gets me though is so few people. Well, they don't read Deadpool comics. Period. They read Deadpool comic panels.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They think that Deadpool has literally killed everyone at some point XD because they saw panels from that Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe series.
Man, and they probably don't even know that Deadpool killed that Deadpool.
Well, yeah, it's the entire point of that too was literally to troll people. It was Deadpool winning fights that there was no way in hell he could have realistically won.
Like how he killed Hulk, and I was like, "That's not how it works." But whatever.
Well, how he killed Spider-Man, he literally said, and that's the joke. The way he killed him, pulling out that gun, shooting him in the head. He said, "I bet nobody ever thought to do that to you, huh?" And it's like, literally every issue someone tries to shoot him.
Oh man, it got worse than that. What about how he killed Luke Cage, where he used the PEM particles, and I think he put something in Luke Cage's. Luke Cage drank something, and the PEM particles that like enlarged it in his body, and he like exploded or something.
Oh God.
I can't remember what it was. And I remember he did the same thing with Thor's hammer, where he made it so huge that it fell on him and killed him. It was goofy.
That there's also some other weird crap like him. The only thing that actually like kind of even made a slight bit of sense was him fighting Wolverine, and he had like a carbonadium sword. But I was like, yeah, the thing is, if you got a carbonadium sword, Wolverine is about to take you down quick.
Yeah.
Like he's not finna let you hit him. And then like he like used some kind of gas.
The other thing
to get behind him.
The other thing that gets me is that people don't get like where Deadpool came from or what he started as. Like there are all these people talking about how he's like this superhero. It's like, dude would be an anti-hero at best. He's still a mercenary and has, in fact, recently even worked for villains. And when he first showed up, I mean, I think it was like the first time he met Spider-Man specifically, they got into a confrontation on the highway. And in order to buy himself a getaway, he launched a missile at a school bus full of children.
Yep.
Told him to pick and left it. Like, this guy was not above wholesale murdering children. And yet people act like he's like the best superhero ever made in the last century. And it's like, oh, Lord.
I saw some post that was like Deadpool like never hit a woman, and I was like, citation needed? Like
oh, he's decked several.
Dude, he outright hit what's her face? Was it Kitty Pryde or Jubilee? It was one of them. Like
he sure you can go out the helicopter.
Yeah, just uppercut her for no reason.
And he actually yelled "Sure you can" when he did it. That was beautiful. And the fact that they put that in MVC3 was beautiful. That he has his little bullshit "Sure you can."
Okay, going back to the other things in the question. I mean, I don't really care much for. I mean, I love the Phoenix Saga so much; it's one of my favorites. But Bryan Singer just needs to step away from this franchise. He's been here too fucking long. He's been here like 20 years.
They need to. Somebody needs to be like dangled off the side of the Fox building, like to get them to unask these right here.
You know what the thing is, bro? At this point, I don't give a fuck because he kept swearing up and down for the past 10 years. Oh, if I were doing the Phoenix Saga, Cyclops' death would have had emotion. It would have been great. It would have been grandiose. So
but he would have died.
Exactly.
bro.
So they're gonna introduce Jean again, and they're gonna wrap all this shit up in one movie.
Cyclops can't not get a bad rap. I swear to God.
This is crazy, man. It's like,
wait, someone just said, so you guys want Singer out but not Miyamoto? Get the fuck out of here. Wait, who said that we want Miyamoto to stay? What the hell?
What?
I don't know. It's dude Elijah Baldwin.
Random, right? Like,
all right. Oh, so Simon Kinberg, but I mean, same thing. Simon Kinberg has been on X-Men for 20 years, so it's like, I mean, he worked on Rebels too, so that's kind of cool. But X-Men,
this whole Fox X-Men web, they just need to burn the whole thing, man. It's like it's too much. Every movie is still a prequel now.
Oh God, that's true. What are they supposed to be now? The 90s?
Yeah, this one's supposed to be in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, the entire concept behind this, honestly, is almost worked, except Days of Future Past kind of happened out of sequence. But they seem to be taking like an arc that was like big in the respective decade and turning that into that decade's movie. And it's like, that's all well and good, but you can't really do a full fleshed out franchise like that. The big problem here is that Fox is really stuck in the early 2000s when it comes to the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like basically a sequential borderline standalone film that has a big old gap in between movie, and that's where they ran into problems in the first place, which is why they decided to leap backwards. And it's funny too because we almost had a reboot. We almost had a reboot. We almost had this fixed. In fact, there was a lot of arguing back and forth between the producers and the director whether or not First Class was a reboot. There was arguing about whether or not X-Men Origins Wolverine was a reboot. In fact, that was written, according to the writer, to be a reboot. And so far as he knew it was one, then he finds out, no, it's a prequel. And it's like, well, that's going to be problematic. And
it was. And they found itself getting casted out.
All right. So, anyways,
I gotta go ahead and address this one quick, dude. We've been putting this like 100 times, so gotta go ahead and answer.
Wait, is it on X-Men or because I just want to finish up the X-Men thing real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I mean,
all right. So, Dark Phoenix comes out November 2018. New Mutants is April 2018, and Deadpool is June. So. They have 3 movies coming out next year, and I don't think any of them have started filming yet.
No, it's all talk.
Fox is going to be what bursts that bubble, honestly. And considering what they have to compete against in 2018, especially, Infinity War.
So now they trying to do their little shitty cinematic universe.
Which, honestly, well, see, I think that's part of why they're releasing Deadpool when they're releasing it. I think they might actually be trying to, quote-unquote, capitalize / market off of the fact that Brolin's in both.
Oh, God, yeah.
And if that's seriously the reason and they're actually going for blatant, quote-unquote, viral marketing, that's going to backfire bad. Because when you try to force it like that, when you do it with the entire intent of doing that, it doesn't feel organic and people can tell.
All right. So let's address that question from Randy. Do you think the next DC game from Warner Brothers, what do you think the next DC game will be besides Batman? There are other DC characters. There are other DC characters besides Batman. What?
Nightwing or Damian Wayne?
Wait, haven't they been Batman too?
You don't call it Batman Arkham. There you go.
Arkham.
The next DC game is going to be a Batman game. Don't get it twisted.
Well, it will be.
The rumors are out there. It's like, the rumors are out there about 2 different Arkham games. One of them is true. I'm going to go ahead and say one of them. Yeah, Arkham Apocalypse and Arkham Insurgency. Those are 2 big rumors. Now, which one of them I'm willing to bet is true? Arkham Apocalypse is the what if game.
Knowing Warner Brothers and their bizarre obsession with pushing Damian to the point that they'd even kill out Grayson to make him the quote-unquote true son. It's probably going to be that Damian Wayne Batman game, honestly.
It probably, if you think about it, they got enough room to just do all kind of nonsense in the alternate world where Damian became Batman. Probably going to be rated M. And
though they could just call it the Batman v Superman game.
Yeah, basically.
God. How are you going to play as both? Oh, we found a way. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, that Suicide Squad game. I remember that. Why does it sound like something basic, a basic studio like Platinum would make?
WB Montreal was kind of setting up for that. WB Montreal set up for that back in Origins when they
doesn't do multiplayer type games. It wouldn't have been them.
Yeah, they did Anarchy Reigns.
When you think about it,
like their main thing is mainly single player, which is one reason why Scalebound kind of fell apart. But that's a whole nother thing.
This is, the more I think about it, the more the writing was kind of on the wall with WB Games, especially with their handling of DC properties all the way back with Arkham Origins. Because while it was a different developer than Rocksteady, that's one reason you knew Arkham Knight was probably going to have some sort of problem, because the publisher insisted on this game being out by this date and would move on it. So Arkham Origins comes out, it comes out broken. And because of Warner Brothers plans for the game. Instead of having the developer focus on, putting out patches to fix the game, they said, "Oh, we're too busy to do patches. We're working on the DLC." They legitimately prioritized putting out DLC over fixing a game that was having issues.
You know what the funniest thing is? Their original plan was to put out Arkham Knight 1 year after Origins. That would have been a disaster.
It's crazy how they kept the secret so good. Even Conroy didn't know Arkham Origins existed. Because remember, that's how Arkham Knight kind of got revealed. Because Conroy was talking about he was voicing Batman. He was like, "Wait a minute, what?" Roger said he's still voicing Batman. He was like, "Oh no, the other game." He's like, "What other game?"
They were.
That was such a mess right there.
Dude, I remember that. What have I done? Magneto X-Men 3.
Oh man, that was a mess. That man went on a deleting spree and then he just stayed quiet for like a week.
Yo, it reminds me of what y'all remember when the voice of Goofy Bill Farmer was like, "Yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out this year," and it was like 2015.
Whatever in your life say that, you said what?
Well, that was like, the Kai Boost stuff, the Kyle Hebert confirmed, like, when was that? Back in like
2014.
Yeah, that he was almost done recording that, and then suddenly that tweet was gone. Sean Schemmel says it too.
Yeah.
Suddenly, that's gone, and Sabbath's telling everyone, "Nope, we're not doing that. We never did that. Nobody ever said that.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I'm sorry, we are definitely not doing that." What takes me off so much about it is the fact that just based on the fact that they kept using the same voice actors, which meant that the ones who were able to come back for the super dub clearly weren't able to be back yet. So it was back around that same time.
Yep.
They had this dubbed for like almost 3 years and had to sit on it because Toei wanted them to wait until Toonami was done airing what had already been produced before they started putting out the new stuff for some weird reason.
They wanted a TV deal. That's what a couple of the insider folk have been telling me.
And it's like, why? You make most of the money off the sales anyway. Why won't you let them sell it?
I'm really, really curious.
Unless
to see
they
how
thought
much...
that maybe that was like, that would be like a sales boost somehow. But would it really be significant enough to postpone it by almost 3 years?
Exactly. I mean, we'll have to see how they sell because you know what the funny thing is? They were sitting on this because the second that they announced it was airing, they had like all 3 parts up for pre-order with the discard on. And I'm just like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But, yeah. And it's pretty obvious, like Danny mentioned. If you look at the super dub, Laura Bailey's not back for Trunks because she Hollywood now. Get on you, Laura. Get on you, Laura. We love you.
Alexis has done actually a.
Oh God, she's great.
She's done a good job, but
can't even tell the difference.
Well, exactly. You kind of can at some points, but it's really only if you listen for it. And to her credit, she actually does do the voice like a little bit deeper, and I think that actually works, because they are a bit older now. So
I actually like Alexis Tipton, not only the fact that she's a redhead, but
like you and your redheads, man.
Yeah, man, for real.
On that note, Caitlin Glass is voicing Vados. So,
wait, can we talk about this? Because someone's been asking this for like 6 years.
Oh, okay.
What is this about? Super Saiyan Rose having a British accent?
Okay.
Yeah.
When Sean did the initial recording in Xenoverse 2 for Goku Black, he just kind of did a generic evil Goku voice.
So it's like deeper.
But
Super Saiyan
it sounds like it does. It sounds almost exactly like his Super Saiyan 4 voice. But when they cast Zamasu, because Zamasu is going to be in the game, he had to change his performance, and I actually like that he did this because it kind of feels a bit more authentic that way, to sound a bit less like Goku and a little bit more like Zamasu using Goku's voice.
Yeah.
And because of that, he Zamasu.
What do you say?
Hello.
Oh, okay, that was weird. Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry. Was that for Super Saiyan Rose? I don't know why I'm saying Super Saiyan Rose.
I would assume that
they've actually acknowledged the name as Rose.
It's probably that. It's probably that in the the E does have that little accent mark over it. So.
Yeah, but still, like, come on.
It's Zamasu and his need for flourish and his superiority complex.
I'm about to listen to it. About to listen to it right now.
That's good. All right, I'm here.
God. Come on. Shut up. Can I just get a clip?
Yeah, Rob, can you link in the video you sent me?
All right.
Okay. I think I found it. Here we go. No. This is like 2009 YouTube.
Yeah, Chris, just wait for the video. Just wait for the video.
All these fucking damn people. Oh,
in the meantime, we were asked.
Check the Facebook chat.
And I can't believe we didn't answer this, but how are we enjoying Persona 5? I've already beat the game, and I love it, and I'm doing a review for it right now.
So far, hold that thought. I'm about to play the clip. Hold that thought. I just want to... Y'all get my reaction. Here we go.
Got like a little intro you got to skip.
All right, you're going to have to skip about 30 seconds in or so.
Hang in there. Ridiculous. I'll destroy you and reach even greater heights.
Whoa.
Well, what do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful? I will give you your due punishment.
See, I like it because you can hear the Goku in it, but not Goku. It sounds like someone else.
Exactly. Yeah, at first it sounded weird, but...
Sean is a very underrated voice actor. Really.
He is.
After listening to it, it has grown on me in the past few hours.
Because I look at Zamasu's face and I'm like, that's what this dude would sound like.
Well, you can hear Zamasu's too.
Oh God, I'm looking. Oh, there's a video by for never fixing my teeth. The controversy with Super Saiyan Rose of Goku's Black's voice. Oh God. Really, y'all niggas really doing videos on this shit?
Man. Controversy. See, that's what I love. All these fake controversies. Meanwhile, there are people actually going at each other's throats over like actual basic stuff in the series that shouldn't even be a controversy. But now we're gonna make videos about people liking or not liking a voice.
Yeah,
reminds me of the kind.
I know we got a long way to go. We got a long way to go before we start seeing this in Super. But I'm just kind of hoping that when it gets to that point, when Goku Black starts getting a little bit more craze, that elegance starts to slowly lose itself. Because
I'm sure it will.
It gets to the point that you start seeing in the dude's eyes that he's, to quote Bruce Banner, he's crazier than a bag of kittens. Like, I mean, when the man starts stabbing himself through the hand to purposely make himself angry, to make himself more powerful, I'm like, that elegance got to go out the window a little bit.
I'm sure it will.
Okay, this goes back to the question.
That's why I said I don't judge like voice acting based on video games, especially when the show ain't even gotten to that point yet.
Okay, so this goes back to the Persona 5 and how we're enjoying it. Who's your favorite character and why, without spoilers?
Oh no, I can't say that yet, honestly. So I'm gonna have to sit this one out.
Huh?
I have high-ranking candidates, but
I'm pretty sure you could just name them because everyone important has already been revealed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no, I mean, no, I'm saying I can't say like which is my favorite because I haven't beaten the game. I haven't experienced like every level of these links and whatnot. But so far, I actually really liked An. She was pretty cool. like not. She was not what I was expecting when she was like first introduced. So, she kind of a lady, bro. So that's awesome. Ryuji's pretty cool. Futaba so far has actually been friggin' hilarious. I have a very strong love-hate relationship with Morgana. Like, that cat is, like, adorable, but at the same time, I want to strangle it.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Honestly, I like Morgana because at this point in time, I cannot stand Teddy and those freaking bear puns. So he can catch this.
The bear puns were awesome.
No, they were terrible.
You're an evil person.
Not really.
Yes, really.
Not really. As far as my favorite characters in 5 go, I've actually haven't liked the cast of this people this much since Persona 2, but I would say I actually legit like the main character this time around because even though he's quiet, he still has a personality. Like, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but he actually talks during cutscenes, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I was not expecting that. And when he does talk, he shows like this kind of like, you know, kind of like a delinquent almost. Then I really like the doctor because she's pretty cool.
His bae.
I also like the guy at the shop that sells you your weapons because he the homie and he better show up in Yakuza 7 because that dude is written as a Yakuza character. I don't care what no one tells me. That is a Yakuza character.
I just started his
that dude is a Yakuza character in Persona. Just that this happens to be in Persona. That guy's a Yakuza character.
Nice.
But I also like what was it? I like all the party members, like every single one of them. Like in Persona 3 and 4, there were like some I liked, some I hated, but in this one I like everybody. Like the whole cast, they all like really play off each other organically, and it's pretty cool. I mean, the only person in this game I really don't like is what's his face? Kamoshida, but that's for obvious reasons.
I don't like Goro. I hate him.
Oh yeah, Goro, man, freaking light Yagami wannabe.
No man, we ain't saying much on that. For me,
but no, it's not even about like anything. He just looks like Yagami, and I'm just like, yo, he a thought. He
just rubs me the wrong way every time he shows up. That's all I can say.
Like he a thought. If you look like Yagami, you're a thought.
Mm-hmm. All right, my favorite. Well, obviously Ryuji. He's the first one I had a bond with. I really like that dude. I relate to what he's going through. Albeit he is kind of a ditz. And if you play the game, you'll figure out why. You'll be scratching your head and face palming at what he does. Other than that, I mean, like Jamil and Danny said, I like everybody in the cast. They have their own. Like, I mean, that's the thing. As much as I love Persona 4 and 3 a lot. 3 especially because that's where the series started. So
I swear to God, I'm about
to. Persona 2 is just a fan game. Let's be real. With Persona 3 and 4, like I liked everybody, but I just didn't think like they all had their own. Like, not everyone had their own meat to their characters, but in this one, I definitely feel that more.
Rise.
Yeah, Rise. Yeah, definitely. I love Yusuke a lot. He's just so he's so out there. It's so cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, y'all getting pissed off. Yeah, there's no such thing as Persona 1.
Listen.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so I mean most of my favorite people are the people in your party. Hopefully I get to learn more about what's his name? Sojiro, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, you're gonna love his social link.
I hope, because I'm very early into his. I'm only a couple of notches on the social link, or I should say confidant. But
I can like maybe. Yeah, never mind. I'll tell you later.
Yeah. I like him, but I do prefer Dojima a bit more, and I already know that's heresy because people have been trashing on Dojima for the longest, and I just figured this out. They're saying he's a horrible parent and this, that, and the third, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, I also like Kawakami, the teacher.
Oh yeah, she's nice.
Yeah.
She's got a sad story. Too.
Oh dude, her story is, I can't say anything, but her story just, I was like, my God.
Yeah, she cool. Everyone's got their own little story.
I can't do that romance path though. It's just too squicky for me.
Nah, he's 17. It's all good.
No, it's just it feels wrong. I don't know why.
Romance. Okay, fine. Go take the doctor. You'll be good. She can give you a checkup.
No, man.
Bro, no. Honestly, I recommend maxing out the doctor because you do get.
Oh no, I mean, I'm definitely gonna max it out. I'm just saying I ain't taking no romance path. No.
Actually, this is actually something I think everyone should hear. If you're getting into this game, if there's a confidant you need to max out, it's the doctor. It's Kawakami. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's also there's gonna be
Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders. You got to max out Bernie Sanders. You got to max out Bernie Sanders, and you also have to max out this girl named Hifumi Togo.
Ooh,
she's extremely important. The shogi girl, because basically, this is, like I said, it's not a spoiler or anything. It's just she allows you to switch characters in battle, and that actually is very vital to strategizing in future part of the game. So definitely. Max her out.
I will say this though, because I have to throw in that shade. When we talk about Bernie Sanders in this game, the politician, that's who all these hippy dippy 20-something-year-old people on the internet talk about Bernie Sanders and how he should be. Someone who started from the bottom and been through shit. Like he's the Bernie Sanders y'all be preaching about.
Basically.
All right.
Like Chris, when you first meet him, he talks about how the youth of today have no money in their bank accounts. The minimum wage is low, and I'm like, "Is this man Bernie Sanders? What's going on? Hold up!" And it was like
the corruption, and then you find out
he's like the corruption of Japan. I was like,
"Oh, it was great." Let's see. Scroll for more questions. What do we think about the trademarks for Persona 5 Dancing All Night, Persona 5 Arena? Persona Q sequel and some other Persona games. It's to be expected. This is
just give me my Persona kart racer.
If you don't stop.
No, I'm still waiting on my fucking Uncharted racing game.
Yeah, Uncharted.
Yes.
Uncharted.
Yes.
Uncharted.
Bro, listen. I'm not even joking when I say this. Can you imagine an off-road excursion where you have to
No. You know what they need to do? They need to do a sequel to that PlayStation All-Stars thing, but make it a kart racer instead of a fight.
No. What? It was like so be like the big Planet fighting? Oh god.
Well, I mean, this time they can rip up Mario Kart instead of Smash Brothers.
Yo. Hey, y'all remember Mod Nation Racing?
Well, I mean, to their credit though, they like basically outright admitted, yeah, we got the idea from Smash Brothers. So
I mean, there's a bunch of games that follow that, man.
They weren't even pretending though, so it's like I don't know why people try to give them heat for that.
Hey, but you know what? I'll go ahead and they about to hate that I'm about to say this shit. But PlayStation All Stars it's actually a lot more simple using the kill system as opposed to the percentages.
Well, yeah.
It's like, very simple. You bust out one of your specials, you get a kill, you get the tally. You got the most kills, you straight. As opposed to just wailing on each other with the percentages to try to knock their ass out with Team Rocket.
That's true. A Persona 5 party game. Was that like a mini game like Mario Party? Maybe.
Someone said a card game. I actually think a card game would actually be pretty cool if it was handled correctly.
Like Uno.
Oh yeah, I mean you can have the different personas and the different arcanas and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It'd actually be pretty cool.
It actually lends itself to that pretty well. Yeah, like a Yu-Gi-Oh type thing.
Well, it could be like Gwent. Oh god.
Dude.
I'm up here thinking about something. Now I can't get the name out of my head because of Danny. Now I was thinking uncarded Drake's Formula One races.
Bro, I'm not joking when I say I love that. Okay. How about we do a spinoff of Persona 5? Oh, basically, they're talking about like an expansion. Like expansion with new stories.
Oh.
I'll have to see how I feel after I beat the game.
I wouldn't mind that. I'll just say I wouldn't mind that if it was like like maybe like a $15 DLC story. But if they got to do it to where they got to re-release the whole game over again, they can. I'm not with that, man. Like a $15 DLC.
I'm all for that. I'm actually all for that, provided it's like a Persona 4 Golden situation.
Well, that's what it kind of is, though. If you're gonna have new stories, I wouldn't mind them coming back for something.
I mean releasing on Vita.
Or the Switch, Persona 5 Crimson.
No, oh God, no, they can no.
Nah, if the Switch can't handle it, the Vita can't handle it. Let's be real.
Why not?
Can I get a Vita too?
No.
Damn it. Can I use all my Wake-A-Wish foundations?
I mean, in the past, the only reason Alice would fully re-release the games is because we really weren't. No,
son, no Switch.
I didn't say Switch.
Yeah, well,
I just saying the only reason we got re-releases in the past is because we weren't in the digital era. Now that we are, they don't have to, release a whole new version of the game just for like some added story content that can just be on PSN for like 15 or however some dollars.
Technically true, but at the same time, I do like it when it's on disc just because what happens if and when they ever take that off the store and then you buy the game later.
Ubisoft.
Gone.
I mean I'd love an expansion, but part of me just loves the fact that it's done throughout an entire school year. So unless they have it where you come back and that's the true ending, but then you get into a fucked up situation where it's like, oh, you gotta pay for the epilogue true ending. So,
Oh, you mean
that's
like
another problem.
Dead Rising 4.
Dead Rising 4.
No, it's not even that kind of story continuation. They'd probably just turn it into like how Persona 4 Arena was. That game took place exactly after Persona 4, but instead of it just being like just DLC, it was a fighting game. So that's probably what they're gonna do.
Telling it through different mediums. All right. Let's see here. Have you beaten Nier yet? Well, the only person in here who's played Nier is Jamil, and he did a review. If y'all haven't checked that out.
Yeah, you got a whole video on it. So.
Let's see. Damn, it's nothing but Persona in this chat. Good lord.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. I was like,
okay. Let's scroll up and find something else to talk about here.
Persona.
I really hope that one of my friends was messaging me the other day. He was like, how would you feel if the SMT Switch game got turned into Tokyo Mirage Sessions 2? And I'd be like, listen, you stop that right now because
it looked too bleak.
Dude. Speaking of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I was looking up sales, and apparently Persona 4 Dancing All Night outsold that game. Well, according to charts anyway.
Wait. Oh, another notch taken out from the Wii U belt.
They should have censored it more and said it in America.
Who's your favorite character in all brand new video games? At least.
Wait,
Who's your favorite character in all of the new 2017 video games so far?
That's hard because I haven't played more than a few.
Well, I guess the Persona cast, Aloy is pretty cool from Horizon. Velvet from Tales of Berseria, she's aight. Shit,
I'm gonna have to give it to the cast. I'm gonna have to give it to the cast of Nier.
Okay.
Only because of what that game actually did. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Don't get me wrong, Persona cast is up there, but what Nier did, Jesus Christ, I can't bring the words without spoilers.
Let's see. Why can't Hollywood seem to get video games / anime / manga adaptations done right, but they're doing great with comic book movies?
Don't ask this. Don't ask this.
Yeah. No, you can boil it down to just a simple question. They put their DP on those things. Yes, you can.
No, I can't. This is a very complicated, long-winded answer.
And you be shooting out like 12 of them motherfuckers tonight.
No. they get their D teams to work on it, and then you have people with vision. That's it.
I mean, and most people don't even. People don't even have enough faith in the source material. It's like
exactly their D team.
To put it as simply as possible, they just don't give a crap because they think it's inferior. That's the problem. They always approach it from the idea, the mindset that this is an inferior medium and it's our job to elevate it. And so they will make changes as they see fit to the plot, to the characters, to everything, because they view themselves as the higher medium and they feel it's their job to elevate it. Now, there are some cases where, once upon a time that was true. I mean, video games did used to have like very, very basic, bare bones, if even, stories. Like it wasn't even in the game. You'd have to read it in the manual.
Yeah.
You got a prologue in the game manual. Or it'd be like in text in the beginning of the game. But as games evolved, the storytelling evolved, the methodology evolved, the presentation evolved. It's no longer like we're not in the NES or SNES or even the PS1 or PS2 days. Gaming over the last two generations has improved by leaps and bounds in that regard.
Facts.
And it's not something that they can just sit there and look down on anymore, but they do. And it's the same thing with comic books. It took until very recently, like within the last, even when the MCU started, most of the studios around were not taking it seriously, per se. It was still this, they were still the funny books. In fact, I mean, the term comic even, it does come from, comedy.
Yep.
These are silly little books that children read to entertain themselves, and we're trying to turn it into a movie. So it's our job to elevate it, make it more grown up, make it more relevant, they didn't need to do that, but they thought they needed to. Even when Iron Man was coming out, the reason it was so loved compared to everything around it, even though in retrospect there are far better comic book movies now, is because it was treated with some respect. It was treated seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And things kind of grew from there. Nowadays, they get a ton of attention. Some of them even too much attention at times. I mean, literally everybody and their grandma that has a comic series now is trying to turn it into a movie or a TV show. Or I mean, friggin' Valiant Comics is trying to start their own cinematic universe. There's another company, I forget who, Vertigo, I think, is trying to start one.
I can't get my damn Wolf Among Us series, for fuck's sake.
Bruh, get that Fables, man.
And by and large, there's just no real respect for the medium. They think that it's, by and large, inferior. Which is funny because it hasn't stopped them in the past from taking from it quite heavily. I mean, when you look at like some of the more artistic films out there, like the psychological stuff, the surrealist action stuff and everything, I mean, they were cribbing from manga series, from anime series, from, but they would still treat them like they were an inferior medium.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically a mindset in Hollywood that still has not died. It's starting to die in terms of, like, for example, comics, but in terms of like video games, it's still there. And in fairness, that one is going to be a little bit harder to beat simply because, I mean, from a presentation standpoint, you have all these levels in these games that are so memorable and everything. You can't really translate all of them and everything that happens in the game to the big screen. I mean, you basically have to, for the most part, follow what's in the, for lack of a better term, cutscenes and kind of splice stuff from the game itself in between. And, some folks might accept that, some folks might not. But again, they won't take it seriously enough to consider it worth that kind of trouble to do it. So they'll just take the basic idea and rewrite it the way they want it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they put their D teams on it instead of people with vision. So
yeah, you know, it's like it's man, it's crazy how this came up. I was just having this conversation this morning with somebody because we was talking about, down to the bare bones. Like if you making a movie about if you make a movie based on a fighting game, it's like how are you not using like Into the Dragon as your basis?
mm-hmm.
You know, it's like okay, that should be simple. Should be simple as hell. But
Or I mean, like, look at what was that series, Assassin's Fist?
Yeah, Street Fighter. Oh, that
Assassin's
shit was so good.
That was good.
They just did something smart instead of trying to find a way to turn all these fights in all these different locations into a series. They took the lore and the characters' backstories, and they just fleshed that out, and they turned that into a series, and they did a damn good job with it.
They did.
Hell yeah.
They did. It's like,
and then they had that sequel series, and they got some corporate sponsor, and they premiered it on some weird website, and it was nowhere near as good.
I didn't even know they did sequel series. I thought that was still in the works.
Yeah,
I mean, it jumped all the way up to Street Fighter V time.
Yeah, they were trying to. Yeah, apparently Capcom supposedly had someone from the company ask them to do it because they wanted to use it to help promote the game.
Yeah,
like the entire series, they hadn't even introduced anyone relevant to Charlie yet, and yet they were focusing on his comeback. It's like we don't even know in the context of this series who he is, why he's important. Y'all don't even have anyone that's like vital to Charlie's story show up yet, and yet there he is coming back, and we're supposed to think this is a big deal. Why?
So it's kind of like
it's one of those things where they expect you to come at this as a fan of the games instead of trying to make a genuinely good standalone thing. It comes off as a cash grab, basically.
It reminds me of what Sony's doing with the girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. They're not adapting the second and the third book, but they're jumping straight to the fourth book. It's just okay. Anyways, moving on to
they jumped straight to the time of 5, and I was just like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, people in the comment section talking about Fables, the reason why they didn't do the TV series. Yeah, we already know why. I mean, obviously, if you got some trash like Once Upon a Time on there, that's more marketable than Fables, which will be, an M-rated.
I'd love to see that show up on Netflix.
Fables has a good market, being that it could be, more gritty kind of movie.
But at the same time, it's one of those things where like it could be great and it would be great and it probably would do well, but then you're gonna have that one person who does that digging and finds out that there are traces of like political allegory in it, and when they find out that it's not the right one, they're gonna make a big stink out of it, and then the outrage is gonna start, and then
man,
people's personal politics get involved for no reason.
I just want to see it. Next to Bigby, of course, I just want to see them do Pinocchio. Pinocchio is hilarious in the Fables comic.
I have to start reading those. I still haven't. Fuck.
Someone asked a while back if any of us played Breath of the Wild. I haven't. Anybody?
Nah, I'm gonna. When I get a Switch in like 2 years, I'll pick it up.
My PC can emulate that entire game, and I'm not even touching it. That's how much it's like. I don't care for it, and I'm like,
I'm just genuinely passing on it. I've seen way too many things in that game. Like even when I do eventually get a Switch, which I'm gonna, because again I am a shameless Pokemon addict. I can't bring myself to get over some of the things they're doing in that game, especially that teeny tiny, ridiculously small little stamina bar. I don't care that you can make it bigger. I don't care that you can do this, that, or the other. It's stupid to start it that ridiculously tiny. And then the weapon system and the way they break, I don't care once again if they hand you more weapons to use. That's not encouraging variety. That's not promoting it, that's forcing it, and at that point it no longer becomes a choice, which means it's not fun. It literally means that you just have to grab whatever you can use and use it. That cool weapon that you got, you don't want to use it because you're afraid that if you use it, it's going to break and you might not find another one like it for quite a while. It's stuff like that.
Yeah, that's my biggest complaint.
And
I was just saying,
and the fact that you have to have like
this is the Master Sword. Oh,
Don't,
the only
doesn't
weapon
have
in the
like
game
some
that doesn't break
weird
is the Master Sword.
recharge thing though?
It has a, but it has a recharge meter, but other than that, it doesn't break.
What's wrong with traditional shit?
Well, it's like the thing about Breath of the Wild is that everyone tries to push it as like some sort of big, massive innovation or game changer in open world games. It's not. It's a game changer in Zelda games, sure, but not in open world titles, because literally everything that you see in Zelda has been done in other games and done better.
If you only own Nintendo systems, this is like the second coming. Meanwhile, everyone's played this type of game 5-10 years ago. Like, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Zelda.
I know. I'm seeing people.
You know a game you haven't played 5 years ago? Persona 5. Go buy it right now on PS3.
Yeah, there you
PS4,
go. There you go.
Yep.
Yo, Jamil,
like,
I heard they canceled Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 1.
I heard it too. So that's officially canceled. So
Yeah,
whatever.
so that's a wrap. So all this time you spent waiting has been a complete waste.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
You saying Danny? I'm sorry.
Well, no, yeah, I'm still back on Breath of the Wild here. It's the thing about it is I have seen like journalists, okay, these people who are supposed to be professional gaming journalists, gushing about features in this game as if open world games are never going to be the same again, and it's like, this feature has been in multiple open world games over the last 6 years. How are you just finding out about it? And it's like they genuinely have not played anything that's not on a Nintendo system before.
I'll say this, Danny, and this is what really pisses me off. I mean, I don't like to get into the whole fanboy wars and reviewers and bias.
Hey, bro, you sound kind of muffled.
Chris, are you on your phone again?
Sorry. My bad. Like I was saying, I don't really like to get too heavy into these nitpicking of reviewers and what they say, but I find it very funny that the things that they're praising in Zelda as being innovative and crazy, they're giving Horizon flack for when it does it better. Like, really? I don't know.
I know. I actually saw people give the game a negative in terms of review scoring because it didn't have a stamina bar. Let me tell you this. If you played that game and you have seen what those machines can do, if you force the player to live with a stamina bar, they would be dead. They would be dead over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, so
I actually made a video about this topic, and it was actually about stamina bars and health and like those kind of and durability systems in games. And the funny thing about it is the reason it works for a game like Dark Souls is because, for one, Dark Souls is first of all, it isn't like a giant open world game. The actual layout of the Souls games is actually very concise and packed, but the reason it takes so long is because you keep dying. Then there's also the fact that in Dark Souls, it works more in the fact of like health and meter management, and stamina is more integrated into the actual gameplay rather than traversing through the world and it being needed for everything. And that's one reason why, if any of you guys played Neo, that game originally had a stamina system, but when they released the beta, people hated it, so they literally flipped it on its head and made it a weapon familiarity system, and that's why that game is so loved to this point. Because
Neo does still have the stamina system. I think you mean the weapon durability system.
Not stamina, but the whole durability system with weapons.
Yeah,
they flipped it on its head. And they made it a familiarity, and it actually even fits with the story thematically because you're playing as like basically like the first like English guy ever in Japan. So him getting used to weapons and him getting used to weapons and him getting better with them over the story makes sense in both a gameplay and story wise. It was actually pretty good. But with Breath of the Wild, it's like they didn't like really think about how this little system impacts the entire game, and it's like, what the really?
Yeah, well, you know, and yeah. Let's scroll up. Okay, no spoilers, but do you guys think that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be as critically praised and loved by critics as Persona 5?
Nope.
To be honest, no.
Nope.
Like I thought, here's the reason why. I'm gonna tell you guys why. I thought that Final Fantasy 15 would have like a lot more staying power than it did, but you saw very quickly how people started dropping the game within the first month. I mean, they gave it its 8s and its 9s, and God forbid a person ever gave Final Fantasy 15 a 10. But if you saw the conversation of that game, it flipped very quickly within the first month. Like there are people who are, even if they liked it, they're like, okay, you guys are right. It was a disappointment. But what are you gonna do? It's a 10-year wait. I mean, yeah, it sucks about DLC. Like, these aren't the voices of people who are excited about this game. They're battered fans. They got the DCEU fan battered syndrome. And Kingdom Hearts 3, granted, has not had nowhere near as long of a development cycle. But I mean, look what they've been doing in the past 5 years. The last Kingdom Hearts game was relevant. Yeah, the last Kingdom Hearts game was in 2012. Since then, we've had three HD remasters, 2 of which were ported twice to PS4. And it's depressing. Like, this is what we've been getting. Like, I think as fans, we deserve better. And 5 years.
Can I just point out real quick that the world of Persona 5 is like infinitely smaller in scale compared to the world of Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
And yet it feels like there's infinitely more to do in this game than there was in Final Fantasy 15.
But and actually that's something that actually bothered me with 15, but not just 15, but like a lot of open world games aside from the only one I wouldn't say that actually didn't give me that feeling was like The Witcher. But a lot of open world games now are just size. There's nothing to really do in them, and it's annoying. And 15 had that problem.
It's marketing for the sake of marketing. I'm sorry, Rob.
I mean, even Spider-Man 2 knew how to fill up their world.
Oh, damn. Bring it back.
I hear one more child crying about a balloon that I keep zipping past because I can't quite make it connect.
Well,
that was like
you can't make it connect. You can't make it connect. You must not have been
at
full health.
No. Like, the thing that gets me about Spider-Man 2 and the balloon thing is it's like that is the thing that I think is like
you
the
got
least.
That one, right?
Yeah, I did get it, but it's the thing is like the balloon retrieval was like the design thing in the game, in my opinion. The way it was, you had to be so precise to catch the things. But
too much time went by. That was it.
And it always happened to be the thing that you felt the worst about not being able to do it, because that kid would, be down there, my balloon. And when you'd fail and it became clear you couldn't reach it and it's floating just out of reach, they start going, and it's like there's this little kid crying, and it's like, why? What sadist programmed this?
I remember one night. I was playing and I kept losing on this mission. I was in a bad mood, and the kid lost their balloon. I just shot a strand of web and popped it.
Yo, shit.
Oh, man.
So, okay. To finish up the discussion, go ahead.
Oh, I was just like looking at it, and something that I was I'm like looking at reading the comments, and something that that really popped out to me is that y'all realize that with the 7 remake, when they announced the director and they were like, "Oh, Nomura's directing it," even he didn't know he was directing it. He was like, "Wait a minute, what? I'm directing it?" And I was like, "Hold on." Yeah, man. He was like, Yeah, because like when they were announced it, and he was like, "Oh, everyone's so excited for the 7 remake. Why is everyone messaging me? I'm directing it. Excuse me." I was like, "Oh my god,
Bruh, that just
Bro,
goes to show you.
dude, I swear to God, they're run like Warner Brothers.
Well, they're kind of being run like Konami, and honestly, it's kind of a Japanese corporate structure problem. But basically, like you get assigned to stuff that you don't even know you're doing until after you're already assigned to it, and as a result, like in Konami, it was especially bad because there were times people were supposed to be working on a project and they wouldn't find out about it until like almost a week had gone by, and it's like that's a week's worth of work gone, and they expect like you to have a basic outline of the project on their desk like inside 2 weeks. So it appears to be a little bit of a modernization problem.
Yeah, my biggest issue with this is I know everyone in the comments is like, okay, listen, Nomura takes his time on the games, but they'll be great when they come out. Guys,
Really?
I think Nomura kind of needs to step back from gaming. Like he worked on Versus 13 for the longest while working on all these Kingdom Hearts games, and then being.
I think a lot of them need to step back from gaming, honestly.
Yeah. It's just I'm not saying Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna suck, but you kind of got to look at it. It's been in development for, I don't care what you say, when it started. I'll give you all the benefit of the doubt. They started development on Kingdom Hearts 3 2 weeks before that E3 trailer. That is still 4 years of development, and the last bit of gameplay we saw was 2 years ago. Like,
we have 8 minutes total of gameplay in 4 years.
I mean, I don't care if they're trying to be secretive and have a blowout of information. That's what some people are saying.
They
But
won't.
yeah, it's just come on, like come the fuck on.
Like, what y'all expecting? Some big 15-minute gameplay?
Well,
at
it's like
E3?
I said before. It's like I said before, though. The big problem with Square Japan right now is the Rockstar complex. You know, they know we're the guys who made, you know, Chrono Trigger. We're the guys who made Final Fantasy. We're the guys who made Dragon
Final
Quest.
Fantasy VII, the one game.
Oh yeah, that's right. Final Fantasy VII. That's the only one that matters.
Exactly.
But it's, you know, we make these games. You know, people want these games. They will come to us. You know, and it's like it between that and just the fact that a lot of these directors have gotten like way more credit than they honestly deserve. You know, they have this weird rock star status. They could, in fact, they did. You know, Nomura and Tabata both kind of, you know, sat on their asses for a while.
True.
And in the time it took them to get their games out, you know, like the Western developers at Square, they had like 2-3 games out even.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally we get a release date that then gets delayed again. It's just they have this sort of complacency about them. There's no urge, there's no drive, and I think part of that could also be the fact that there aren't any really big JRPG franchises anymore that aren't like, you know, Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or
yeah.
I mean, there are a few, but they're like on the biggest ones right now are on mobile platforms, which aren't even really competing. So they have no real competition. They have no real drive to force them to try to get these things out faster. And to be perfectly blunt, when you look at how the Kingdom Hearts stuff has been coming out and the fact that the ports have been kind of subpar,
yep.
and the fact that they actually took the time to make a prologue game before they, you know, even gave us a proper full update on the main game. The fact that, you know, look at Final Fantasy 15 and how it launched with entire chunks of the story taken out and repackaged to be resold to us later. And on top of that, the narrative was just honestly worse than a Kingdom Hearts game.
There wasn't a narrative, dude. It was, oh my God.
It's just, but people still flock to that game because I'll be damned if I don't love this game that I waited almost a decade for.
Yeah.
You know, people kept insisting this game has been in development that long, it's going to be great. And when it came out, it did have issues. It did have flaws. It did have big narrative flaws. And yet you had websites not only praising its story, but giving it a Game of the Year award because of its broken narrative. And yes, I'm looking at you, Dual Shockers. You're not going to live that down.
What?
Yes, they gave Final Fantasy 15 Game of the Year because of the story.
What?
I'm not kidding. Giuseppe Nelva handed them that award because of that story. And if he tried to call it out in his comment section, he will. I don't know if he still does, but he did vehemently basically say, well, you're entitled to be wrong. He actually told me that once. I can't believe
this dude used to be the shit when it came to reporting stuff. What the hell?
Oh, he usually is, but he went full fanboy mode for that game. People could not let that game be bad. Same thing with Greg Miller, but then when you find out that his lady works at Square, it's not a real big surprise there. It's just but in the end, we kind of rewarded that attitude, that complacency. Yep. We rewarded a shoddy job by giving them some of the highest sales they've ever had in that franchise and in gaming, period. And so now what did we do? Did we tell them, oh, hey, maybe we should put more? No, we validated their system. So you are going to sit there waiting for more news on Kingdom Hearts 3. You are going to sit there waiting for more news on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And when they finally choose to give it to you, they are going to expect you to love it. And you know what? So far, it's been working because every time we get even one screenshot of a world that's been in every Kingdom Hearts game so far, people make a big deal out of anyone who said that they expected more.
Yup.
We are the problem. Whether we want to admit it or not, we are a part of the problem.
That was very fucking
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Nah, that game's been getting brutalized compared to.
Oh no! I know where you guys were, but when I was bringing up crap about that game, oh my god, the crap I dealt with. I was like, "Are you guys being kidding me?" One YouTuber, I think he's actually pretty popular. I think his name is like what? I think I was watching the video. I'll put it in the chat. Hold on. It was what's his name? It was Lyle. Was it like Lyle?
Okay, I need to ask you this, Jamil. Was this in the launch week? Was this a few weeks after the game came out? Was this before launch?
This was let me think. Here it is. YouTuber's name is Lao Sucks, and this was published April 7th.
That's pretty recent. What the fuck?
Yep. I'll post it in the Facebook chat.
Because I know most people who were, hyping up Andromeda, they've kind of gone silent. They haven't really said much. And even if they do, they're like, it's So
I do want to say this about Andromeda. I don't think it deserves all the hate it gets. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those animations were for that in a game of this caliber. But did Rob fall asleep?
I think he did.
Press F for Rob.
Press F for Rob, everyone. He
Rob knocked out. But when but yeah, when you look at the character animations and everything, no excuse for that in a game of that budget, of that caliber, and they really should have known better than to outsource those, the very important things that people are going to be doing the most of to a smaller company while they mostly focused on the space backgrounds and the environment designs, which, are the things you should be able to ship off to a smaller company. They, the gameplay itself, it does have some bugs on occasion, but I don't think it's like completely broken. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some stupid bugs in this game, and if you don't know what triggers them, you could be in for a really bad time.
Oh,
but
God.
so long as you know how to avoid them, or they're not like game breaking at the very least. It needs fixed. I ain't even going to say that, but I don't think it's quite the unplayable mess that some people are making it out to be.
I mean, people with high-end PCs were having issues.
Definitely not worth full price, though. Definitely not worth full price. Hell no.
Oh,
let's see. We're probably going to answer just one more question, and then we will call it a night. Oh God, all these issues with people roasting the shit out of Kingdom Hearts in this chat. God damn.
It ain't coming out, man.
Bro, everyone's like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts has been shitty.
No, that's not coming out. That Avengers game.
Man, 2025. Come on,
dude. Right. How you gonna release something to be like, yeah, wait until next year for more information? I'm like,
honestly, based on what happened with the Spider-Man game, that might be Marvel.
Yeah, could be Marvel.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because it made me think about what I wanted to say earlier. Square puts this pressure on themselves when they come out of nowhere and they make these big ass promises. Remember, the 7 remake was promised all the way back on the PS3.
Oh shit!
Like remember when the first time? Yeah, the first time they dabbled into it was when they did the little teaser on the engine and all that. And then what did they say? They said if the fan feedback is good, we'll do a full remake. Well, fan feedback was good as hell. So all the way back then, you the one put it out. Ain't nobody asked you to do it.
Where's my 9 remake? That's what I'm. Heck, I'd settle for the Steam version getting ported to the PS4 at this point.
They still haven't done that?
No, they still haven't.
Oh yeah, they still haven't done any of those upcoming Kingdom Hearts 3 announcements this winter.
So like Square, they put themselves in this corner. It got to the point where I knew I was like, okay, y'all made these 3 big promises on y'all own. Nobody forced you to. You promised, you kept dangling Kingdom Hearts 3 over people's heads long before that E3. They kept talking about, oh, we gonna do it, we brainstorming. Like, it's gonna happen, all that. So yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, you got the Versus 13, and this Lumen 7 remake that they just flat out wouldn't say they didn't want to do it a full out, so they wouldn't do it. They we're gonna get to it. So that was always floating.
Wait, somebody in the chat said that Nomura said that Disney stopped him from giving winter announcements on the game.
When did he say that?
I mean,
I think I would have read that.
Here's the thing. I understand to an extent because Disney does have saying power on their brands, but come on now. 5 years? Like, chill with that shit, fam.
That's
a likely cop-out that comes out right as the season changes.
Man, something adding up with that.
All right. So,
like I said, if I don't see that game before I'm 30, I'm just cutting them off, period.
Fucking hell, it's true, man. I'll just say this. When that game comes out, that game will come out. Anyway, last question before we go. Someone make it a good one so we can end off this night.
Yeah, something on a slightly less related topic would be great.
Why can't you guys go to bed? Well, we're trying to.
We got to entertain y'all.
All right, come on. Good question, guys.
Come on.
No, that's a stupid question.
A good one. Come on.
What kind of question is that?
They trying to stall because they want to.
Oh, this was good. What are y'all expecting this E3?
No, it's not good.
We're actually because we're doing an entire podcast on that, closer to the end of May.
Thank you, Danny.
As of right now, what would be your game of the year?
Persona 5.
I don't like doing those.
It's not even a halfway point of the year yet.
55 in a year.
Come on, guys. At least wait till like the middle of the year.
Well, I mean, what games are coming out after this point?
Supposedly Red Dead Redemption 2.
No.
Marvel,
I mean, at the end of the year.
Well, I
at the
think
end
Red
of the
Dead
year.
Redemption
No. I mean, what's coming out between now and the fall? Before the fall.
Tekken. Hello.
Well, yeah, Tekken's a given.
Tekken 7.
But that's it. That's it.
No, possibly Dragon Quest 11. Possibly.
Nah,
That's for Japan.
Yeah, it's coming out probably next year.
So you can import it.
What?
Just because I can slightly read Japanese does not mean I will put up with that nonsense.
Okay, I like this question. I like this question a lot. And I think this will be a good way to send it off. Most out of left field announcement you want right now?
The Darkness 3.
Out of left field.
Yes.
The Darkness 3.
Oh, really? Wow.
Done by either id or
id. Yes.
Done by id. The Darkness 3 done by id. I would lose my freaking mind.
Nice. Rob.
Man, Legend of Dragoon. Man.
Oh,
you stole mine.
Gave it a long
okay, I'll pick the other
sequel. I don't care.
Developed by who?
Mm-hmm.
Rob.
Say what?
Who's developing it?
Oh man, I haven't even gotten that far, to be honest.
Wait,
Okay.
Legend of Dragoon? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
if it's an RPG, let Atlas do it.
That'd be pretty cool.
No, I don't know.
Have Atlas do it and have it be funded by Sony. Ooh.
I mean, it is Sony's IP, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
right.
but I mean, it's the battle system. It was so cool, and I want it to stay.
They can do it. Like Atlas is very versatile. Like, they made a full action RPG. They'll be fine.
All right. I'm gonna do two because I got one that's slightly more realistic and one that's like never gonna happen, but it would be cool. Starting with the one that's never gonna happen, I would love to see a Dragon Ball fighting game like OG Dragon Ball, like Goku and company as kids, made by the Tekken team.
Oh shit.
And as for the one that actually maybe potentially could ever happen, I would love to see Primal Rage come back.
Yo,
Primal Rage.
Primal Rage was the business. Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
This is a good question.
I mean, dinosaurs fighting each other. Come on.
That'd be cool. I mean, just the kid in me inside. I'd love another Power Stone game, like so freaking bad.
Yo.
Other than that, I mean, I would say something that I know somebody's working on it because there's been too much fuckery going around. We know it's real. Give us that fucking Devil May Cry 5, man.
Yo, for real. Devil May Cry 5. We know it's out there, man.
I just thought of another one.
What's up?
I just thought of another one. This one would be cool though, just for the sake of it. The Wild Arms and Arc the Lad mobile games that are coming out in Japan to come out here.
Oh, not a bad idea.
I mean, the way they describe them too, they don't sound like your typical, you gotta pay like a crap ton of money to advance. It made it sound like they were actual like stories and crap. So
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yo, I got to throw out one more as well, man. The new, I mean, you got to go back and do like a new Def Jam fighting game.
Yo, while we're at it, if we're getting a new Def Jam, can I get another NBA Streets?
Yo, yeah, NBA Street as well. Yeah.
Can we get Siphon Filter back?
Oh shit! Can I get a reboot of that?
Yo, I got a game. I want a full Megaton fighting game. Like, I mean, like all the SMT stuff, all the Persona stuff, and just like a big just fighting game made by like Arxis or something. Boy, Need it.
That'd be cool. I mean, you can have some guest characters from those Persona prequels, like 1 and 2.
Hey! One sec here. Axis would be better to handle the Dragon Ball game if I wanted a 2D Dragon Ball game with sprites. I'm talking like actual physics-based.
He wants straight up Tekken, like T7 engine almost.
Like, I'm talking like when you hit somebody, it actually has weight to it. When you combo somebody, there's significant, oomph behind it. Not like floaty 2D sprites that look like actual anime characters here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in this for the fight system, not the look.
Cool.
F-Zero. F-Zero's dead, my friend.
Any Nintendo franchise that isn't Mario, or it's funny we can actually say this now. Zelda,
Mario, Zelda, or Pokemon is dead, or Smash.
They are the Halo, Gears, and Forza of Nintendo.
Yeah, the fucked up part is Zelda only comes out once every half a decade. Mario, they just, oh my god, they churning the fuck out of that nigga. Like, we had a 2D Mario game.
Overalls with a skirt.
We had a 2D Mario, and then the next year we had a 3D Mario. God damn, what are we doing with our
Mario
lives?
has
Mario has
like 4 active series right now.
If you count Mario Maker, we had New Super Mario Bros. U. Wasn't it like Luigi or whatever? Luigi U or whatever?
He had his DLC, yeah.
And then you had
they gave Luigi a whole year.
Yo, you want to know?
And then we had Mario Maker. And then we had Super Mario 3D World. And then Zelda got ported so much on the Wii and 3DS. Like,
oh my god. It had 2. The Wii U couldn't even get an exclusive Zelda game. That's pretty sad.
I will not lie. The sole reason at this point that I would buy a Wii U is that Wind Waker HD remake.
Oh yeah, that shit is beautiful. I ain't gonna front.
Like, Wind Waker was my favorite Zelda, and I mean, like, I've heard they've like really improved it even.
Yeah.
Like, some of the annoying stuff that was in the original is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to get my hands on that, but it's like I am not paying no $250 literally at that point for one game. So
someone just said Luigi's Mansion 3. Well, the second one kind of flopped, so I just assume. Sorry.
Man, why don't they make like an actual? You know how they do like the 3D Mario games, would actually do like the Mario Brothers 3D game.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Nintendo still focuses on Fire Emblem, even though I don't know how to feel about that. Because on one hand, yay, Fire Emblem's back. On the other hand, what is this?
They're gonna run it into the dirt. I have a feeling. They already did it with.
Well, we got a crappy mobile game. We got a remake of an old game, which a lot of people are probably going to be taking.
That game is actually really good. Like, I've heard, like, one of my friends even has it right now. Like, it's actually really good.
We have
it's a remake of a game that's already set the foundation, so it's not hard to mess up. That's the only thing about it.
We have a crappy Muso coming out.
Anyway, Musos are fine.
And we have the new one.
I'm leery of Fire Emblem ever since what happened.
Yeah, Fates fucked shit up, bro. I don't care what people say.
Treehouse needs to burn.
No, you gotta chop the tree down, then you burn it.
And if I hear one more person actually try to shill and say the only thing they did was take out the pervy parts, if you're that desperate, go play a hentai game, I'm gonna scream.
Sure.
There are so many videos and articles at this point out there detailing exactly what all they changed, half of which there was no logical reason to need to change. Quote unquote localization. See, I can't
shaking my head.
And the funny thing is that's exactly what Kotaku wanted to happen to Persona 5. So much so that they actually tried to say that the localization for it was bad.
Yeah.
All the questions, the quiz questions pertaining to like Japanese history and culture, said they should have been taken out and swapped with like questions about American history and culture.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Like,
because everyone who's playing this game who speaks English is American, apparently.
Like stuff that's acceptable over there, but we consider weird here, that should have been taken out too. Like, they legitimately wanted them to 4-kids this game.
But then complain about it not respecting Japanese culture.
No, actually, no. The person who said that actually doubled and even tripled down on their insistence that this needed to happen for this to be a proper localization, and actually used Nintendo's Treehouse as a positive example of good localization.
Kill it off quick.
I think people get localization and adaptations mixed around, and that's a really bad problem. And I'm like, guys, there's a difference between someone localizing something and it just basically literally taking the source material and just putting it in whatever language it's going to, rather than you like adapting something in a completely different way while still it kind of being in its own original thing. But it's really, because I know what the thing you're talking about, Danny. And like he said something about like how he said something about like how more it was a Morgana, or like how Futaba was talking, and it was like that doesn't make sense like grammatically in English. And I was like, no, that's just how Futaba talks. It makes sense in the context of her character, not so like she said something like me near K or something like that, but that's like her referring to sitting right next to you. But that's how Futaba talks to people.
Yeah, I know. Like, there was somebody, I forget who. They're actually a native Japanese person who speaks English, and they went over the Persona 5 localization script, and they said, like, apart from a few errors here and there, it's like one of the best localizations you could possibly ask for the game.
There we go.
So.
Yeah. Anyways, with that comment, unless you wanted to wrap it up real quick.
Oh yeah, one last question. This one's real quick to answer. Favorite game of all time?
Ooh.
I cannot answer that one.
I can't answer this question. What am I saying?
Listen, I have a better idea. No. I have a better idea. On one of the special episodes for next month.
Oh.
A task that we can do, each of us, we can compile our top 5, top 10 favorite games, and we can give each person, or we can go round table, your number 10, this reason, that reason. And I think that'll be a good use of time if we're ever stressed for topics. Does that sound good with everybody?
Round table is probably going to be a necessity, because that way you can cut me off.
Shut up!
Yeah.
So,
here are the top 10 things I like about game number 10 in my list, and the top 10 reasons why I like each one of those things.
Oh my god.
Danny has 20 reasons for one game. Give him a Netflix series. Danny, 20 reasons why I like this. Oh, okay. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this lovely, well, now it's Tuesday morning. Hope everyone here enjoyed themselves. You had a great time. We had a great time talking with y'all. As always, it's an amazing experience. I want to thank the panel here, Danny, Jamil, Robert. As always, you guys are lovely co-hosts. I wouldn't do it with anybody else on this podcast.
Oh man, you already know.
Okay, kind of teary-eyed right now. But yeah, we will be back. Hit y'all with a new episode next week. Not sure if next week's going to be a topic-specific episode or it's going to be viewer requests, something y'all want. So
I guess it's all going to depend on how stupid DC is.
Yeah, so
yeah, we kind of overdue for something stupid to happen.
Y'all can hit up your uncles who work for Warner Brothers and ask them what the business is. Oh man. Nah, we're serious about that top 10 list. That's everyone's homework for this.
We
stream.
do take suggestions too.
Yeah. So if y'all want to see something, comment it on the actual video or hit me up on Twitter. We'll talk about those. And yeah, from now until the specific podcast with the roundtable, everyone here will compile their list of their 10 favorite games, why they like them, and we'll hit y'all with that 14-hour podcast whenever we get to it.
But it will be out before Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, of course, man. We've had more consistent episodes than they've had Kingdom Hearts 3 updates.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah, that's true.
I almost lost. I would have been out $50 because a while ago I made a bet with my friend and he was like, it was back in like 2013 or something. He was like, I bet there will be a PlayStation 3 emulator working before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. And I thought about it and I almost made that bet. And I'm looking at it and the PS3 emulator can run Catherine and a little bit of P5, and I'm like, oh no.
That's why you don't make bets involving Kingdom Hearts.
I never.
Yo. All right, we out, y'all. Have a good week.
Oh my God, I'll be married before this game comes out.
Peace.
Oh my God.
That is a perfect way to end this, I swear to God. That was fucking too funny, man. I still can't believe it.